Hello there, I'm Dave, this is Let's Click Photography, and this morning we're up in the Peak District National Park and we're on Mam Tor looking out into the Hope Valley in front of me, which has got a very special event going on this morning. It's a cloud inversion. Now this wasn't my planned video today. Actually I was heading underneath the clouds and just as I was driving through the Peak District I saw all of the conditions that made me think there's going to be a cloud inversion. Now, as you might be able to tell by how dark I am here and how bright the background is, we've got quite a big dynamic range here today that can cause your camera some issues, and knowing how to work around those is one of the fundamentals for when you're coming out to shoot something like this where the sun is bright and coming up high in the sky. There's no clouds to diffuse it out, and we've just got those bright spots of light and those darker shadowy elements. One of the shots that I wanted to take this morning was a panoramic shot, and that encompassed both the mist fog cloud that is down here, that is highly reflective, very white, big bright highlight, but then I was photographing over to the left hand side of the Great Ridge as well, which was in darkness because that was still in shadow. And when you're doing a panoramic across all of that scene, you can't change your exposure, otherwise it's not going to work. I think the histogram is so vitally important for doing this because the camera meter exposure line can get it so wrong sometimes. So using my histogram to be able to see the exposure from both the brightest part of the scene and then twist around to the darkest part of the scene and basically tweak and roll that shutter to get the histogram to exactly where I needed it to be in order to maintain an exposure as I panned across. Without knowing how to do that, without having practiced that and have that in my head and almost muscle memory and second nature, I'm not sure this morning is possible. And I suppose, if anything, what I'm trying to say is practice makes perfect. It's really easy sometimes to lose motivation when you're coming out and you're not necessarily getting fabulous images or fabulous scenes or stuff going on in the landscape that makes your image stand out. But it's those moments that prep you for the half a dozen times a year that it actually does. Every image you create matters. Every time you press the shutter today or tomorrow or next week, it's going to prepare you for a future shot. It's going to get you ready for that moment when you may not have long to think about it. Maybe you're driving and just on a whim decide to head up to a destination you hadn't planned to go, and you get to experience a glorious cloud inversion that is slowly burning away. That's the day when all those shots that came before matter. Good, bad, indifferent, they're all equally important because it's those shots are the ones that got you ready for the shot you're going to create today.